In today's episode, Brian and Mark Richmond share with us the joy of learning and fatherhood. Get into the groove of planking your way to fitness and savour scallops cooked with fennel and butter.
We'll never stray too far from home.
Hello everyone, welcome to Home Together. My name is Hosan Leong. You know, in our concerted fight against COVID-19, one group of people gets constant and special attention for good reasons. Given that the majority of seniors amongst us have weaker immunity than the younger folk, they've been advised to avoid crowded places like the markets, have their family members help them buy food and groceries, and senior-centric activities remain suspended to avoid unnecessary mingling. Now, the seniors who stay at home have been also encouraged to remain active. That's why we have this fitness segment on Home Together. Now, staying at home also, you have been encouraged to learn to be digitally connected. Now, my guests for today are digitally connected with me right now. One of them, he is a legend in the media industry, and the other is son of legend, a legend himself. Let's say hello to Brian Richmond and Mark Richmond. How have you guys been, Uncle Brian? How are you?
I'm okay. So good to see you, Hosan. Really haven't seen you for such a long time.
Long time.
Until recently, I was connected with you on television.
Yes, yes. And Mark, how about you? How's the family? How's Beatrice and Sol?
Beatrice and Sol have been very good. We have actually survived without killing each other, and Sol has actually adapted her home-based learning very well. And we enjoy each other's company very much.
How would you describe this relationship between you both, father and son?
Well, we were father and son when he was growing up in primary school and all that. But once he went into secondary school, we became buddies.
Yeah.
To me, he's not just my son, but he's my good friend, you know. And I really enjoyed his company as we were growing up.
That's wonderful. And Mark as well, because every time I see the both of you together, kidding around, joking and joshing, I mean, it's so nice. It warms the cockles of my heart.
And it should, because I mean, it's like I can tell you this about him. He might have said that he was already buddies with me in secondary school, but I still consider him my dad. I mean, there was always this father and son safe distancing measure still taking place between us, right? We still had to be father and son, and then growing up, of course, became more buddies. But I think he doesn't know this, but two of the most heartbreaking moments of my life involved my dad. It happened when I was 16, and then I was 32, 16 years later. And it both happened after falling apart of my relationships. And both times he actually said the same things. So the first time he was like saying, all right, chin up and think, actually, if you're upset, boy, just come home. That's all he said. And then after that, when I was 32, same thing again, I felt so ashamed and I felt like I was failure. And the only person I turned to was him. He was like my safety net. I always view him as, because I feel that he's the only one who can accept my failure. So I view him as my safety net. I go there, and he said the same thing again. Actually, okay lah, just come home. It's so simple, but it was so reassuring. And I've never felt anything more, because hearing that voice, which reassures the nation, but to me, it reassures me as a son. You know what I mean?
That's such a wonderful thing to hear. One of the best pairings, I must say, on radio are the two of you. Is there any chance that we'll see this Richmond pairing coming back again?
I'm not sure. I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Seriously, we were doing the evening drive at one time on Gold 905.
That's right.
And we had something written about our show pairing, the first in the world, in the Billboard magazine. There was an article about it. Yeah, so it's really something.
What about yourself, Mark? What do you think?
I would say that if I'm going to do something with him again, I probably would do it on maybe once or twice a week basis.
Okay.
But on a daily basis, might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, understand. Yeah. So, Brian, the government is going towards pushing, very, very, very quickly as well, that seniors have to be digitally savvy. How digitally savvy on a scale of 1 to 10 are you? 10 being, wow, I can program computer programs.
I want to hear this. I really want to hear his self-assessment.
No, frankly, I'm a bit of an internet idiot, all right? And I'll admit that. but I'm catching up and trying to learn as much as I can.
Okay.
In order to, in whatever I'm doing, at least, it helps me. But I've got my wife to help me.
Okay.
She's very tech savvy.
Wow.
And I've got my 2 sons, especially Don, who lives with me. And he's a whiz, So if there's anything that I'm in doubt, I will turn to Don to help. If I need to use whatever I need to use, like working in a studio and all that, if I need to use whatever gadgets that are there, I will learn.
But the government is going towards a direction now, and everything, including hawker centres and wet markets, are all going to go digital very, very soon. So I think Don will have to give you tutorials already.
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm learning along the way. I'm learning, that's for sure. Yeah.
Wonderful. Father's Day is round the corner. So any
Mark,
plans?
remember.
Yeah, Mark, remember. Father's Day is round the corner. What do you have anything planned?
I don't make a fuss out of things like this, If it happens, it happens, and I'm very grateful. But otherwise, my 2 sons have always, never let me down. Especially, I remember, my 25th wedding anniversary, my silver wedding anniversary. Mark gave me a surprise party, called all my friends and my wife's friends and colleagues and everybody. And he even flew my mum in from England to attend the surprise party, and I didn't know anything about it. He just said that we are going to, this hotel, this restaurant. It's a nice Chinese restaurant for a meal. So I thought, and then suddenly he brought me to this room, a banquet hall, and it opened, and there were about at least 200 over people there. And he paid for everything out of his savings. So to me, that touched me till the end of my life.
That is
I will
so
remember that.
wonderful to hear. Sport market lah you, Mark.
I think that when it comes to Father's Day, it's at the end of the day, it's just another day of the year. And I had this conversation with Beatrice as well in terms of what I wanted to solve. And it's nothing great. And even my dad has also said, just say Happy Father's Day is enough already. Yeah. It's more what we do with our dads or to our dads on a daily basis. I know you think that this might be cliche and you've heard it all before, but I just go back to even when I first started this business, where people were like saying, to me and saying that, hey, in order not to feel the pressure of being Brian Richmond's son, why don't you change your name? You can do this, you can do that, and all that kind of stuff, so that people might not feel that there's this Kelong thing or whatever it is, and just don't have this pressure. So use a different name. And I remember before I actually wanted to go on with a different name one day, and then I decided to keep the name because I realized that the further I went on and the more successful I am, will actually add on to the legacy of my dad. And that for me would be the greatest gift for my dad. That even in times where he doesn't get relevant, but when they say Mark Richmond, say, hey, his dad's Brian, right? Wow, his dad was that good, blah, blah, blah. And for me, and I think it has worked. And I think that for me, that is a Father's Day gift for me every day of the year. And I'd rather that than, give him one Father's Day gift and then, see you until the next circuit breaker.
No, that's
on that score, if you don't mind, Hosean, on that score, I knew Mark will go places when he came into the business, and and let me tell you that he has gone one step, in fact, more than one step better than me. He has really gone beyond.
Yes, just football commentary. I agree to that, but not radio. Radio, there's only one legend in Singapore. No, seriously, there is one legend in Singapore. People need to know that. And Hosean, I'm very glad you opened the show that way, because it's not just a legend, he's a voice of a generation. And you know how hard that is? It's a whole generation where you mention that name and people know who he is. I'm
tearing already.
So, don't tear. You got legend.
Thank you.
No, amazing. So thank you so much, legend and son of legend, which also legend junior.
Legend Dino.
Please give my regards to Auntie Sue, to B, to Don, to Sol. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys in person really, really soon. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Stay with us, because after this, we have Fiona Fussi as well as Chef Angela May.
Join me for a fun plank workout, which really targets your abs and your arms.
We'll never stray too far from home. We'll never stray too far from home.
Welcome back. If you are thinking of improving your core definition and performance, minimizing your injury in the back and spinal column, and also improving overall balance, planking might well be the exercise which addresses your needs. Let's join Fiona Fussi as she shows you how to work your abdominal muscles and more.
Hey there, I'm Fiona Fussi. Join me for a fun plank workout, which really targets your abs and your arms. Everything is going to be in plank position. All you need is a mat. So let's get into our plank position. Keep your back straight. We're going to do spider plank. Bring your right knee to the outside of your right elbow and back out. Left knee, left elbow, and out. Right knee, right elbow. Contract your abs. Stay in plank. Straight line and out. When you crunch, you can feel your obliques working. That's the side of your abs. I'm already starting to sweat. A few more times. Right elbow, right knee. Last one. Whew, okay. We're gonna do up, down, plank. Down onto our right elbow, left elbow, press up with your right arm back into plank. Right elbow down, left elbow down, press up, right hand, left hand. Down, down, up, up. This whole time, you're still maintaining your plank position. Keep your butt low. You're working your upper body, you're working your shoulders, your arms. And when in plank position, you work your whole core. Now switch over to the other side. My abs are trembling. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Press up with your left arm and then your right arm. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Push with your left, push with your right. Down, down, up, up. Woo. Few more times. Push through and shake it out. We're gonna do rotating side plank. Twist out, switch to the other side, rotate to your right. You're keeping your back straight like a plank. Put your left hand in the middle, switch, extend your right arm. Squeeze your abs when you twist. Keep your balance. This is using your whole core. Feel your body shaking. Woo. Rotate. Squeeze your abs. Now, other side, left arm up. Rotate, side plank. Right arm up. We're gonna do this a few more times. This is working your whole body. Extend. And come down. In plank, maintain your form, straight back. We're gonna do plank jacks. Jump your legs out and in. Jump your legs out and in. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Whole time keeping a flat back. Don't jump too high like this. Keep your butt down. Engage your core. Jump with your legs. A bit of cardio, endurance to really tone up your abs and arms. Working your legs, you feel your shoulders working. Woo. 10 more seconds. Almost there. Woo. And time. And we have our last exercise. We're gonna do plank pikes. From plank, jump in and out. When you jump in, contract from your abs and out. From plank straight, pike and out. In, contract from your abs, out. Pull your abs in, suck your stomach in, out. In, out. In, out. I feel my abs shaking, do you? Almost done. This really works your whole body. Push through, last few. Almost done. Whew. Last one, pike and release. Oh, come into child's pose. Sit back in your bum, release, stretch out your arms, and stretch out. Shake it out. Thank you so much for exercising with me. I hope you enjoyed this. You're gonna get really strong and fit. Stay home, stay safe.
We'll never stray too far from home. We'll never stray too far from home.
Welcome back. Scallops are known to be an excellent source of selenium, zinc, and copper. And these minerals are important in the promotion of our health. Scallops are also low in calories and high in protein, which makes them a good choice if you're thinking of alternatives to fish. And how do we get the best nutritional value out of cooking scallops? Let's leave this task to our chef for today, Angela May.
Hi everyone, I am Chef Angela May and I hope that you are all safe and healthy. So today I know you guys are all super hungry, but I wanted to level up just a little bit and talk about a dish that I know everybody loves because the flesh is so sweet and delicious, but not a lot of people ever dare to make it when they're at home. But once you figure out how easy it is to make a scallop, that you just need to have a really, really light touch on a very hot pan, you'll all be challenged and want to make it at home yourselves as well. So today we're just gonna do a simple scallop dish with beautiful braised fennel that's gonna be braised in some butter and white wine. And just before we get started cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and mask up. So I'm gonna turn the heat up on absolute maximum, wait for my pan to get a little bit hot, and then I'm gonna put my olive oil in. You do this anytime you're cooking because metal pans are actually a little bit porous. And so you want all of the metal to contract first so that it doesn't grab on to your fish. Olive oil going in, and now the temperature of my pan drops down a little bit more, so now I'm gonna wait and have all of this start to heat up together again. Now into my hot pan and hot oil, I'm gonna start placing my scallops. As you can see, my scallops are not all the same size, so I'm gonna start with my biggest one first. Want to super lightly get them to caramelize on each side. Make sure there's plenty of oil. You just want them nicely brown on each side and a little bit translucent right in the middle. And now these are just starting to look fantastic. That's nice. So now we're gonna go ahead and start making our fennel braising liquid. Got a little bit of fond here in the bottom of my pan, and that's all flavor, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm gonna turn my heat down to about a medium high, and I'm gonna add in my white wine. And then I'm just gonna scrape up the bits from the bottom of the pan. This is gonna make the foundation of my sauce. Turn the heat down again, add in our butter, and then we're gonna start braising all of this beautiful fennel. Put in our capers. And so this will braise in the pan like this for about 10 minutes. Just adjusting the heat so it's not too high. So now I have this about on a medium heat, and I can let this sit here and cook by itself for a while. That's lovely. I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper to that. Go ahead, turn off my heat. And then now we need just a little squeeze of lemon over that. Oh, just add some like brightness and acidity to that dish because it's got all that butter in there. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous braised fennel and a great way to use up any wine that you have left over. So if you happen to have any wine in your house and you're not using it that day, you can freeze it and save it for occasions like this to when you want to have another dish behind. And our beautiful plump scallops. And just dot these around the plate. Bit of seasoning over the top of that. Squeeze more of the lemon. Give myself a nice the lemon, and then top it up with some beautiful flat leaf parsley and the fennel fronds that I had reserved before I started cooking. It's always nice to have those beautiful aniseed flavors from the fennel fronds. Now, it's super decadent to be able to have scallops at home, but you see how simple and how easy it was to throw all of that together. Oh, that is lovely. Let me get some of this braised fennel. Super sweet from the scallop. And of course, you get all of that acidity from the white wine and the decadence from the butter. I'm just gonna squeeze on a little bit more of this beautiful lemon just to punch up the acidity and brightness of this dish. Now, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy, Singapore.
We've come to the end of today's show, and I'd like to wish all daddies a very happy Father's Day. We may not be able to gather with all our family members to celebrate this special occasion like what we used to do previously, but let us continue to stay digitally connected with our loved ones. Now, if you are a senior who is keen to pick up digital skills, visit go.gov.sg/seniorsgodigital or call 6377 3800. I'm Hosean Leong. Catch me again next week on Home Together.
'Cause home is never far